What's good, everybody? It is your boy Dog Flight K Clutch K 24/7, and we are here giving you guys the CFM info that you guys been waiting for. The best draft strategies when you go into a fantasy draft, when you go into any type of CFM, whether it's ones with devs, without devs, one with devs, but not the ones that you need. This is the info for you guys. Now, me personally, in this CFM alone, you guys see I am the Commanders. Got an 81 offense, 83 defense for an 81 overall team. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys my offense to show you guys where my thought process with this was and where my thoughts of like where the meta could be at. Now, here on offense, as you guys can see, we have Christian Kirk, John Minchie, Malik Willis, Austin Eckler, Deluge. You guys see it's not really a lot going on here on offense because I went and invested solely on defense. Now, with this, quarterbacks go very, very early. All right, quarterbacks is like the number one thing because in this year of Madden, a lot of people is complaining about quarterbacks don't have great accuracy, a lot of overthrows, things of that nature. So if you have the first overall pick, second, third, fourth, fifth overall pick, you got Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, quarterbacks just like that. That's definitely going to Joe Burrow. Like those are like the top 5 quarterbacks that most likely are going to go on the board. And then it's just pickings with the rest of it. Now, there are some people that will sacrifice not having a quarterback to get players like Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, Aaron Donald, Travis Kelce, Micah Parsons, players like that. They will sacrifice not having a quarterback to get those players. And if you are within that top 10, top 15 range, you can go ahead and capitalize on that and get yourself a quarterback to know that you are going to go very smoothly throughout the year. Or if it isn't a year, if it is in a CFM with devs, you could go without a quarterback because you can go ahead and put that dev on a quarterback later. So, yeah, for this, I chose Malik Willis 100% with the fact that I know I can go ahead and build him up. I know how to play the game without abilities since we've been playing CFM. Not CFM, since we've been playing MUT. And you guys see 94 throw power, 90 speed. You cannot teach that. You can literally just run the ball with him if you want to. Run read option, quarterback design runs. And you can still do what you need to do with them. Yes, you're going to get some overthrows and stuff with them, but that's where the dunking and dunking, that's where the running the ball is, playing smart is. But I played with quarterbacks just like this all the time. I know how to play without abilities. But for the people that don't, this most likely isn't going to be a good idea for some people. Like somebody DM'd me and said, you don't have a quarterback, you want Derek Carr. No, I don't want Derek Carr because 100% Malik is younger. I like the younger pieces that actually do very, very well on my team. And I'm going to go and show you guys an actual team that has literally everybody under 25 and under to see if you will go that route as well. But here on the defensive side, this is where it gets crazy. I literally had the 19th pick, which means in a snake, it means it's 19 and 14. This is what I did with the defense. Here on the defensive side, you guys see my number 1 pick. This man right here, Micah Parsons. We chose him at 14. He slid, well, not 14, 19. He slid at 19. We ended up picking him. And then our very next pick was that man, Quentin Williams. It's literally right down the line of where Micah Parsons to Zadarius Smith is. Those were my first 4 picks. So we went Micah Parsons, then we went Quentin Williams, we went DeForest Buckner, and then we went Zadarius Smith. Now, why did I go ahead and choose those guys? One, Micah Parsons is literally the best young guy in the game, 100%. He could literally go top 5. If you want a quarterback or you want Micah Parsons most likely might get picked over a quarterback. Not in the top 5, maybe 5 through 9. You could low-key see Micah Parsons go top 10 in almost any draft. So he's literally that good. And one thing to keep in mind with these players when you draft them, if they are over a 95 overall, you get to have 4 abilities. Yes, 4 abilities on somebody over a 95 overall. So with Micah, I have edge threat, under pressure, defensive rally, and double or nothing. Now, if you have somebody that's going, that has fearless, on their quarterback, which is kind of rare because you only have the Lamars, you only have, let me think of this again, you have Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. You got quarterbacks that's over 80, no, I think it's 90 overall, where you have to have fearless. They're not going to have that fearless on, and it might be a 95 overall thing where you have fearless. I don't know. We definitely gonna have to check that out. But if you do not have a quarterback that has fearless, this is like one of the best lineups to have when you have that 95 overall. Edge threat on the edge, you know, it's just going to be lights out there. Under pressure, any of them disengages, you're going to have at least one person that's causing pressure with that under pressure, and it even gives you pressure from a greater distance. Under pressure does. So just to have that, he doesn't even need to be at the quarterback. He can be like 5 yards away, and he's going to give that pressure to the quarterback. Defensive rally, it literally gains them extra points so they can shed better towards the whole defensive line. And then double or nothing is just, it uses double points, so that's why that defensive rally paired up with that double or nothing is great. So just having that lineup right there on Michael Parsons is killer. Now if you go towards somebody like Quentin Williams, this is the abilities that we have on him, which will be double or nothing, inside stuff, and under pressure. Once again, what you could do if you want to use him, you can go ahead and use El Toro. You use El Toro as soon as you engage with somebody, you flick the stick, your right stick, to any direction. You can bull rush him, which is down. You can go ahead and like literally swipe him away with left or right. He will literally get to the quarterback very, very easy, and you can let the defense be in zones or whatever in the back, however much you like. But most likely you will put a defensive rally on a D tackle or on the edge, depending on who has those extra ability slots. I ended up putting it on Micah because you don't really need that much on him, but if you want to go ahead and switch it around and do other things, you can go ahead and do that as well. The 4 is Buckner. Once again, I have the defensive rally, under pressure, and inside stuff. He does not get double or nothing yet. You have to be at 85 power rusher, and he only needs 3 more upgrades for that. So at this point, we're just going to go ahead and keep it with the defensive rally, under pressure, and inside stuff on him. And then Za'Darius Smith. The reason why we got Za'Darius Smith is because he's the only person in the game with stock edge threat elite. So edge threat elite, not only is it edge threat, but it's also under pressure built together. And we have double or nothing. And I know we have under pressure here. So with this, he will most likely have the defensive rally, since he basically has 4 abilities in one. That's why Za'Darius Smith is very, very useful when it comes to these fantasy drafts, because I get it, he's 30 years old and he's at 85 overall, but he's right at that threshold to get 3 abilities right off the bat, and he has 2 built in one in the edge threat elite. Then you can put that double or nothing on him, or you can put that inside stuff on him, and you can make him even better. So yeah, he's going to have the defensive rally on him, and since it's going to be on him, we can go back over to Micah and we can go ahead and put the defensive rally off of him, and we can go ahead and put in that last little inside stuff that you probably would need. So now we have 4 inside stuff, so you cannot run the ball inside. If it even gets outside, I'm already going to contain that anyway. So that's why this is going to be one of the glitchiest things to do here on defense. You see 4 defensive line abilities, it's a wrap for you. And if they're all over 85 overall, it's just a wrap. Nobody's going to go up against this offense, and it's going to be a lot of trouble for you. And that's where I feel like the meta is going to be. If you want to go all offense and people is not going to draft those O-line abilities, this is the counter. This is the counter right here. Like that, this whole Great Wall of Dallas looking D-line right here, this is what you're going to need if you want to succeed in CFM. Nobody's going to want to play you. Nobody's going to know what to do against you, especially if you're in like the not so experienced player leagues. But when it comes to like the money leagues and all that, you might want to go ahead and alter it a little bit, because you definitely do need those cornerback and safety abilities as well. But if you're in a league where you're not going to get any devs or very little devs, like in this league you only got 2 age reductions and you got 1 dev up, that's where you go ahead and you stock up on that D-line ability, because nobody's going to think about the offensive line. They're going to think about, oh, I need a good quarterback. Oh, I need a good DBs. Oh, I need good wide receivers. I need a good tight end, but not going to worry about offensive line. So that's one way of going about the draft. Take your first 4 draft picks and put them into the defensive line. And here we are into another little more experience than a draft strategy. This definitely a draft strategy, but this is also something that you can do as far as if you want to rebuild for the future. You can literally limit who you draft based on age. Now, what I did with this team, you guys can see it's a 79 offense, 76 defense, 77 overall. When you go into these CFMs where you see low overalls, I actually will get more intimidated on low overall teams than what I would do if I see an Eagles team just like this. So if I go over to NFL rosters and go and look at this Eagles team, I know that you have a lot of higher overalls, but they are a lot older. All right. So if you go ahead and look at this team, you got Daniel Jones, not really the best quarterback, but he's 26 years old. Austin Eckler, you guys see 28 years old, 91 overall. We go over here to wide receiver, you got 93 overall DeAndre Hopkins, 81 overall Zay Jones, 79 overall Jarvis Landry, and they're all over the age of 28. Tight end, 99 overall Travis Kelce. You see offensive line, this is a very, very old team, especially offensively. Nick Bosa, he's the only other young guy at 25 years old. Michael Pierce, Eric Armstead, both over the age of 29. You got Levante David, 33 years old. You got Patrick Peterson, Marcus Peters, Casey Hayward, all over the age of 30. This, Micah Hyde, 90 overall, 32 overall. Adrian Phillips, 82 overall, 31 years old. This is honestly one of the old, and even their kicker is 39 years old. Like, this is one of the oldest teams, if not the oldest teams I've ever seen in a CFM ever. The youngest players that they all have under the age of 24 is not even over the overall of not 71. As soon as you hit 25 years old, that's when it kind of starts bringing that higher overalls. But look at how many people under the age of 25 is even at an overall of 82, and that's a punter. This is like literally one of the oldest teams I've ever seen in my life. All his high overalls is at least over the age of 28, excluding Nick Bosa. This is one of the oldest teams that I've ever seen in a game. It is ridiculous, but he wants the high overalls, which isn't necessarily a bad thing if you're playing in a league with 1 year. You're getting all the abilities, no matter how old they are. You're going to rock out with them because there's only 1 year. You're going to be gone within the next, which is the best strategy if you have 1 year leagues. Get all the abilities that you know that's going to work for you, no matter what the age. As long as it's ability and you know they get the certain abilities that you want, draft them. Don't get anybody without an ability unless it's speed. That's not only necessarily for a 1 year league, but that's most likely a strategy that you gotta have when you go into a CFM. Get the abilities that you know you need first, and if there's some left over that people is overlooking, get those abilities anyway. If you have 2 running backs with abilities, you can honestly trade one of them and trade pieces to get back and build the team later on, whether it's players that you can get now or draft picks later. That's another strategy that you can put in as well. But this is one of the oldest teams I've ever seen. This is great for 1 year, because then you have abilities at tight end, right end. You have it on the offensive line. You got a user in the linebacker position. You got running back abilities. You can have jukebox at running back. You have zone knockouts, man knockouts at free safety. That's cool and all, but this is literally not the best team to use, because as soon as you sit here and they go up in overall, all their overalls is going to go straight down to where mine's might be next year. Right now, which means their overalls that goes down is going to match what I have right now, but it's in the season later. So this is literally a win now team. So if we go over and see my team, the oldest person on my team is Justin Tucker. Now, the one thing that you're going to have to sacrifice here is overall. Overall is not really the best. You guys can see 91, 89, 88, 83, 80, 80. Then it drops all the way down to the 77, 76s, 75s, all that. Because my strategy, you guys can see, look how many 21-year-olds I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 22-year-olds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, including my quarterback and Bryce Young, who you know has abilities as well. 23, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 of those. And I have an ability with Jordan Davis. 24, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. And you see I have abilities with Jonathan Taylor. 25, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you guys can see I only have 4 at 26, 1, 2, 3 at 27, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is most likely the backups at 28, 2 people at age of 29, 2 of them at age 30, and I had to draft Chosen so I can go ahead and trade him for somebody who actually needs that 6'3", 95 speed right now so I can get younger. 32, 33, 36. Literally, he's only on the team because he's a mentor. Justin Tucker, because he's literally one of the best kickers in the game. 99 kick power, 99 kick accuracy. This is one of the youngest teams you guys are ever going to see. Now, as far as overall wise, we're literally going to build all this up because everybody's not only going to stay at their little overall spot they're going to be. If you play very, very well with this team in year 1, year 2, everybody is going to be over the overall of 80, maybe 83, 84. So that's why I went this route. So you got Bryce Young at quarterback. At running back, we have Jonathan Taylor and Deuce Vaughn. I wanted Deuce Vaughn personally. I wanted Deuce Vaughn personally just so I can go ahead and run the ball with him, see how well he does. And even if we do trade Jonathan Taylor, we have Deuce Vaughn that we can build up as a rookie and get him rookie of the year. And we can easily trade Jonathan Taylor to not rebuild it, so we can rebuild the team later on with even more young players later on down the line. We could easily get like 2 firsts or a first and other players just for him alone. Quentin Johnson, the rookie, 6'4", he's going to be that guy. You got Alec Pierce, who's 23, John Minchie, who's 23, Trey Palmer, who's 22, Demario Davis, who's 22, Landers, who's 24, a little bit on the older side, but he's 6'4", 92 speed. Like, you could easily match with this team here. Kyle Pitts was my first overall pick. Then the offensive line, of course, the offensive line isn't going to be all that, but like I said, when you rebuild into the future later on, you're drafting that offensive line. You're drafting the players that you actually need later on, or you're trading the Jonathan Taylors for some O-line. You're trading, I'm not going to say trade Kyle Pitts, but you're trading Kyle Pitts for those players that you need later on. Whoops, I went to the wrong one. Miles Murphy at 21 years old, the rookie this year, 88 speed on the outside. He's going to be starting. You got Jordan Davis on the line, and you got the mentor mashup. So if you guys have a mentor on your team, they're going to help you build up Jordan Davis even more, even if he isn't producing well. So they're going to give you extra boosts in XP if you put a mentor towards that player. So if you have a mentor at a certain position mixed with those rookies, it's going to be even better for you. So if you guys see all of the wide receivers that you have here, all of these young guys, Alec Pierce, Quentin Johnson, John Minchie, Trey Palmer, Douglas, Landers, all of them are going to go up in XP if you have somebody, let's just say Chosen here, with mentor. So there's a huge boost if you have a mentor at a certain position to build all your players up even faster on top of the great performances that you have in game. And then if we go over here to left outside linebacker, really not much here because if I ended up drafting a left end, I'm not going to draft a left outside linebacker because I'm in formations like nickel normal, dollar, big nickel over G. I'm in formations where you only have one or the other. You don't have both. Then if you go inside a formation where you're running 3-4, 4-3, 4-3, even 6-1, then it kind of matters that you have both of them. But if I have one, I'm not drafting a left end and a left outside linebacker unless it's somebody that has abilities that can go over to the other side. That's another tip for y'all. If you guys gonna run nickel normal, you guys gonna run 3-3 odd. I mean 3-3 odd, 3-3-5 wide. If you're gonna run 3-3 normal, you don't draft offensive line. I mean not offensive line, outside linebackers and left ends. Most of the best ends is at outside linebacker. So that's why we draft outside linebackers instead of left ends sometimes, because now all the left ends don't even look so good. Right ends don't look good. They're all at outside linebackers. So Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah is going to be playing on the line with that man Miles Murphy. So that's why Trey Flowers was literally picked up by the computer. He's not going to be playing. It's going to be Jeremiah. At middle linebacker, I got Troy Anderson, Papoy, and these are two of my users. Nobody's literally sitting here looking at these players here being like, oh, I'm going to use them. Troy Anderson, the tallest at 6'4", 92 speed. Owen Papoy, the only thing about that using these players is going to be a downfall. They do not animate in certain catches. But if you sit here and using them right, throw them off the edge, do whatever, they're going to build up. And I'm using Papoy just like he's my guy. He's my user. Anderson is going to be on the other side. He's going to make tackles. He's going to be manned up to a running back. He's going to do his thing. On the cornerbacks, we got Julius Brents, who's 6'3", 88 speed. Jalen Watson, 6'2", 89 speed. Now, the speed, if you're playing zone, speed sometimes do not matter. But if you are going to play match, it kind of matters a little bit more. That's why Kelly Ringo most likely would go into that first cornerback slot sometimes, and Brents will go into the slot. But I use Ringo as my slot blitzer because of that 94 speed. I use Riley Moss on the other side because of that speed. But I'm cool with 88, 89, 90 speed at my corners back here as long as they know how to play zone and have that great play rec. Now, nobody on my team right now has great play rec, but they still lock down like they need to because it's zone. You don't technically need all that speed unless you go to the free safety side. Now, we have Kirby Joseph, but he has 75 play rec. 75 play rec is definitely going to help you out a little bit right now. You definitely want to get higher than that, but Kirby Joseph definitely does what he needs to do when we are in zone. You got to match that zone with the play rec. Like Kyle Hamilton does very well. His play rec is instantly going to be like, oh, the ball's right there. Let me go ahead and play that. I got one of the younger teams, so that means you're going to sacrifice some stats in some ways. But even if you look at 88 speed, of course, yeah, you're going to get burnt. But it's nothing like a little backing up can do. Nothing like a little pressure can go to. That's why my man Kelee Ringo is going to be very, very important because he's going to help off that edge. Because if you got to worry about him, you still got some other defensive line that you got to worry about that's going to get disengaged. So it's all the plan. I'm not saying do the same things I'm doing unless you know what you're doing, just like I am. Sometimes you're going to need abilities at those spots that you don't know how to play or how to get them towards the quarterback. But later on in different videos in the channel, I will be showing you guys how to get pressure to the quarterback without abilities, with abilities, what players to pick at certain positions, other things like that. If you guys subscribe to the channel, leave a like and let me know what you guys think about all this, because you guys are going to get the whole picking up the brain of how to play CFM on a bot level and on a real experienced level. Like this team right here is kind of perfect for that rebuild stage. You can literally play as much you can. You can tank with this team if you want to, as long as you build up the players that you know you're going to need for next year. You can honestly win with this team. But the only thing that you are going to get countered with this team is abilities. Like I said, at my quarterback spot, all I got to do is just build up Bryce Young to that 85 overall, and I got 3 abilities. So that's why we got to literally do what we need to do now and build him up, because soon as he gets unhidden, which is literally going to be in a few games, he's going to get that superstar ability and we're going to get those stats up even faster. So that's one strategy that you can do there, which is go with straight 25 and under, or you can just go for literally all abilities, keep it going, and hopefully you can go ahead and still rebuild with that team later on. Put yourself in a great position and then maintain it, or putting you in a spot where you have to build up all these players. It's a great reward at the end of the day, and then keep rebuilding with extra pieces to go ahead and keep building it up, if you get what I'm saying. Or you can literally just go with literally the best players in the game. You can go ahead and trade all of those players to rebuild the team, to not only get players to replace them, but you can get picks as well. You can do a lot of stuff, and the video for the best trade thoughts that you can have is going to be a video later on as well. Everything you need to know about CFM, this is the channel for you. We're going to give you guys those uploads, at least 3 uploads of CFM a week for you guys to help you guys out. And this is just some things that you got to do. Now, the main part about this whole video, the draft strategy. All right. So the best draft strategy for you to have when you're at certain positions in the draft, like if you're at a snake, you're going to have these strategies implicated into your draft strategy. Now, I am here doing an offline one, which isn't going to replicate the best, the best representation of a real 32 user draft, but it is a nice start because the first round is basically almost going to be the same, but some people's going to want that speed, some people's going to want that defense, some people's going to want that young. So we're going to go ahead and start it and see where we go ahead and end up. So if you are here, oh God, we're in pick 32. Great luck. That's great luck. But if you are here in the first round of the draft, picks 1 through 10 most likely are going to be quarterbacks, because like I said, you're going to need a quarterback. I hate that you cannot see who was drafted with these. Like as you did last year, you can see who got drafted at certain spots, but it kind of sucks that you can't even see it. If you are in rounds if you are in picks range of 1 through 10, most likely you are, not only are you going to be waiting a while, you're going to have the back-to-back picks, but you are going to wait a while. So that means that's a lot of players that's going to be gone in between that stage. So you got to do a lot of thinking. Even here, if you're here with 1 through 10 or 32 to 22, you're going to be waiting a long time for you to sit here and get yourselves a pick. If you're pick 32, you get the back-to-backs. You get back-to-backs here, and you get to actually strengthen 2 spots up at the same time, and you get to make some things work. But 1 through 10 most likely is quarterbacks, or you get like the occasional Jay Jettas, the Tyreek Hills, Jalen Waddles, Micah Parsons, Jair Alexander's. Some of the 95 overall players that you get is going to be taken off the board. Now I'm gonna go in here and see who is still here on the board. Like quarterback wise, you guys see all the quarterbacks are gone. Literally all of the quarterbacks are gone. This is most likely what you're going to see, except for the let's go ahead and do this. You're most likely going to see this. Aaron Rodgers is going to be gone. He has abilities, I believe. I think he still has his superstar. Yes, he still has his superstar. He's 39 years old, but he still has his abilities. You go down. This is most likely what you're going to see in every draft. Kirk Cousins, Geno, Jared Goff, maybe Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson, Derek Carr, Garoppolo, Wilson. Fields is going to be gone by then. Fields most likely is going to be around 15-20 when everybody finally figures out that, oh, okay, all these great players are going to be gone. I'm going to need a fast quarterback, because the meta definitely is a fast quarterback that you can get out of the pocket with and then make a throw. So Justin Fields is going to be gone. Bryce Young, he has abilities as well. He's going to be gone as well. He's one of the only rookies in this whole draft. So I think it's him, Will Anderson, and Jackson Najigba, the wide receiver for the Seahawks. I think those are the only players. No, I think it's Brian Robinson, not Will Anderson. I think it's Bijan Robinson that has abilities. Those are the only guys that's literally going to be here with abilities as a rookies. So those are going to be gone as well. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of little quarterback, and Anthony Richardson is going to be gone as well. He's 95 throw power, 90 speed. I'm pretty sure it's 90 speed, right? 91. So 95 throw power, 91 speed. He's going to be one of the top quarterbacks that's going to be gone. So they're not going to be here at this pick. If they are still here, you take Justin Fields. You take the AR-15s. You take these players, because you know they shouldn't be sliding this far. Or people really stacked up on defense and be like, oh, I have a dev, I can go ahead and get a quarterback later on. So picks 1 through 10, you're definitely either going to get a quarterback or you want to get those 95 overalls. Those 95 overalls can change the game. Like this year, the threshold for abilities is 75 overall, 80 overall. No. So my fault. It's 75 overall, 80 overall, 85 overall, and 95 overall. 95 overall gets you that 4th ability. 85 gets you that 3rd. 80 gets you that second, and 75 gets you that first. So that's what you're going to need to worry about when you're sitting here drafting for abilities. If you get somebody, let's just say a Kirk Cousins, and he has some XP on him, you age reduct him, he goes up to that 85, he gets 3 throwing abilities that you technically need. You go over here, you put an ability on somebody that doesn't even have one. Let's just say Dalvin Cook doesn't have one. You put an ability on him, now he has those 3 abilities that you need right now. You get a Christian McCaffrey, Josh Jacobs, Nick Chubb. Those are the guys that you most likely will want, because those Nick Chubbs, Josh Jacobs, Christian McCaffrey gets you 4 abilities that you probably will need, which will probably be maybe a short and elite, maybe 100% you need jukebox, or you need evasive. Evasive is going to be way better than jukebox, because not only is it juke, but it spins as well. There isn't anybody in MUT that gets evasive right now, but for right now, the meta with the running backs is jukebox. Jukebox is so crazy right now, not only because of how great the jukes are, but there's nobody with that secure tackler or that stone wall that's going to counter those juke out animations. Or you got to just use that good user to put those players in position just so you can go ahead and make that tackle. It's very hard to tackle jukebox. So even Derrick Henry, as soon as you get him one more ability upgrade, he's going to be that top tier running back. That's why Derrick Henry, Chris McCaffrey, Josh Jacobs, Nick Chubb is very, very good. When you go over here to wide receivers, D-Hop, you put abilities on him because I know he doesn't have abilities. You put an ability on him, he gets to have 3 route chems that you can have on your team. Amari Cooper, CD, Mike Evans, all these players are still going to be here. DK is not going to be here. Jalen Waddle's not going to be here. Who else down here that people will actually like? Marquise Brown's not going to be here. Jerry Jeudy, I've seen a lot of people like Jerry Jeudy's not going to be here. See these people, all these speed. J-Mo is going to be gone. Quez is going to be gone. Christian Watson, 96 speed at 6'4", is not going to be here. McCole Hartman's not going to be here. All these wide receivers that you guys see here is not going to be here on this team, because speed kills with the wide receiver, especially in CFM. When you go over here to tight end, Kyle Pitts is not going to be here. Mark Andrews, George Kittle, Travis Kelce is not going to be here. Even TJ Hawkinson is not going to be here. You're going to see more Goddard. Darren Waller is not going to be there, especially around this pick here at 32. They're all not going to be here. Offensive lineman, you can easily stack up on offensive lineman and prepare for the people that's going straight D-line and get those edge protectors, those secure protectors, and help out with the edge stretch. You can go in the middle, you can hit the post-ups, you can hit the nasty streaks, you can have the certain abilities right there in the inside and help out. You guys can see Quentin Nelson, one of the best in the game. You're going to put ability on Jason Kelce. You'll have Zach Martin, literally the best offensive lineman in the game. You're going to have the Lane Johnsons, who's not even going to be there for long. You see the drop off in right tackle. You take Lane Johnson. He's not going to be there for long. So that first round draft pick on a Lane Johnson is very, very huge, because like I said, he's a 98 overall and he has superstar. Make sure he is on your team. Left end. This is most likely what you're going to see, except for the Zadarius Smith, because like I said, he's the only one with edge third elite. You get the DeMarcus Lawrence, that's 3. Cameron Jordan, DeMarcus Lawrence, even Gregory Rousseau. These are the top 4 that you can get after everybody picks up all the left ends, and get yourself 3 abilities on the line. Right end, Von Miller's not going to be the case. Cameron Hayward's not going to be there. Jeffrey Simmons, most likely, he is or isn't, depending on if people really want to get right end. But Chase Young is going to be real nice. Calais Campbell, because he has ability, is going to be nice. Grady Jarrett's going to be nice. Christian Wilkins is going to be nice. Derek Brown. They're all going to be nice because they give you those 3 abilities. D tackle, Chris Jones not going to be there. DeMarcus Lawrence not going to be there. Quentin Williams going to be there. Jonathan Allen, Vita Vey, they're all not going to be here. DeForest Buckner's not going to be here. Clayton Clark's not going to be here. Yeah, all these like I said, this is why it's not good to do this on a offline CFM, because it's not going to be shown. But it's great to show you guys here in an offline CFM, because it's going to be going so fast. I'm going to have to make my picks and tell you guys at the same time. All these players is not going to be here. All these players that you guys see here is some of the best in the game, because not only do they get 3 abilities, they're not going to stay for long. So you always got to have that set mindset of what you're going to draft and always have backup plans. Because like I said, because these are the best in the game, and you're sitting here at pick 15 like, oh, I might get Micah Parsons, but then he goes 10. Now you're scrambling to sit here and see who you're going to get at that position. Micah Parsons is going to be gone. What else do I do? What else do I do? Now you got to change game plans and all that. You always got to have a plan B, C, D. Micah Parsons is gone. Let me go get Kyle Pitts. If Kyle Pitts gone, let me go get Patrick Surtain. If Patrick Surtain's gone, let me go and get Jonathan Taylor. You always got to have a plan B, so you're not scrambling and your pick is not getting skipped, and then you got to change your whole thing up. You go over here to left outside linebacker, you guys can see the Hassan Reddick, Matthew Judon, Rashawn Gary, Brian Burns. You got Joey Bosa. You guys see, remember, he was an end. These are normally ends, and they put him at outside linebacker. That's why you don't see a lot of ends in the game. That's actually very good, because they're all outside linebackers now. Here at middle linebacker, Roquan's not going to be there, only because of how young he is and how fast he is. He's going to be one of those guys that you can definitely use. He's a superstar X factor. 87 speed with 97 tackle, crazy hit power, crazy pursuit, 80 zone at linebacker is crazy. So he's definitely going to have to be one of those guys that goes off the board. Levante David, Demario Davis, Bobby Wagner is all still going to be there. Nobody's going to take them because they're old, but X factor, superstar, they're going to be there. All right. Outside linebacker. You guys see there's no outside linebacker, especially after TJ Watt, Micah Parsons all leaves. This is what's most likely you're going to see afterwards. Khalil Mack, he has abilities, but are you going to spend that on a Khalil Mack, age reduct him, do all that? If you don't get age reductions, Khalil Mack is literally a 1-year thing. He used to be literally like that, but now he's just a 1-year player. Go here to CBs. Stephon Gilmore's not going to be here. Lattimore's not going to be here. Slade's not going to be here. Denzel Ward's not going to be there. Trayvon Diggs, AJ Terrell's not going to be there. It literally comes down to this is what you will see. Especially a lot more Patrick Peterson, Bradbury, whatever. Snead's not going to be there. These are maybe JC Horn's not going to be there. Tariq Woolen definitely is not going to be there. He's literally going to be one of the top players in the top 10 that you guys are going to pick. It's him and Sauce. These guys are most likely going to see these guys here. But Tariq Woolen, Xavier Howard, Snead, then Terrell up is all going to be taken. They're going to want to get those DBs and solidify that defense. Here, free safety, Minka, Simmons, Byard, Bates, Matthews, Hyde, all going to be gone. Quandre Diggs might be gone as well. Justin Reed, Jeremy Chin, all is going to be gone before this time. So then you're not going to get a lot at free safety as well. You're probably going to see the best, maybe a Quandre, but Quandre is going to be gone as well. Winfield, because not a lot of people is liking Winfield. Eddie Jackson's not going to be there. Here's on safety. Derwin's going to be gone, probably a top 10 because he's a 95 overall. Buda, Poyer, Smith, Adams, Hufanga, not going to be there. Duggar kind of goes and slips down a little bit. CJ Gardner-Johnson is going to slip down a little bit. But like I said, he has over that 85 overall to get a dev. You can go to put a dev on him. He becomes somebody that you want to get. He's 6'2", 90 speed. Lenore Ryan, he's going to be that guy. And then Justin Tucker, he's going to slide. Daniel Clarkson, he's going to slide. Evan McPherson is going to slide. Young Ho Koo is going to slide. All four of these have superstar or X Factor abilities. They're going to be there for you when you need them. Punter, you got AJ Cole, you got Jack Fox. I don't think Jack Fox gets abilities. No, he does get abilities. They actually gave him abilities this year. But yeah, those are going to be the people that you're going to have to look out for. Johnny Hecker doesn't have abilities anymore. He used to. Now he's at a normal. Johnny Hecker used to be that guy that everybody would get at punter. You get Johnny Hecker and you get Justin Tucker. There was just nothing you could do. But you see Terry McLaurin is gone. Amari Cooper still here. CD still here. CD's not going to be here. Mike Evans not going to be here. Like, it's a lot of players that you're not going to have here on this team that you gotta have a backup plan to. But that's one of the things that you gotta look out for the first, second, third round. Get your ability, stack up your team, build that foundation in those first 4 rounds, then fill out what you need afterwards. So let's just say you want to go defensively. you go towards what the same thing I did, and you go towards the D tackles. You go and build up on the Chris Jones, Dexter Lawrence's, Quentin Williams, Jonathan Allen, Vita Veas, Readers, Buckner, because they're not going to look at those. They're going to look at the skill positions first. They're going to look at wide receivers, cornerbacks, running backs. Sometimes, like if it's a Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, they're going to go for those players. CMC, they're going to go for them. So you want to go and hit the counters towards them, and then go and put your devs and abilities onto people that you know is at that 85 overall. Put them on them, and then you have 3 abilities there as well. So get all the abilities that you can get now, and then build that up later on. So now that you know that, if you want to go offense, you got to get players that you know other people want to get. DK Metcalf is going to be gone. J-Mo is going to be gone. Tariq Woolen is going to be gone. Saul's going to be gone. All those players is going to be gone. So either you have a high pick, you got to get those when you have that pick, or you risk it and literally just say, no, you guys can have them. I'm going to go a different route. You got to know where your picks is. If your picks 1 through 14, you're chilling. You get those players that you know is going to be gone if they slip, and you get them now. Do you want to get a DK Metcalf, or do you want to get, let's just say, somebody on the cornerback side? Do I want to get a Trayvon Diggs, or do I want to get a DK Metcalf? Who would you guys rather have at 13? Let's just say at 13. You guys rather have a DK Metcalf, or you rather have a Trayvon Diggs? Would you rather have a Jonathan Taylor, or you rather have, let's just say somebody on the lane, Myles Garrett? You rather will have Derwin James, or you rather will have Kyle Pitts? You're not going to get both. And if you do, most likely it's because you're here in 32. But even if you're here at 32, you're not going to get the best. So you can literally go here and choose Darius Slay, Stephon Gilmore back to back. You can go Minka and Derwin back to back. You can go Travis Kelce, Nick Chubb back to back. That's 295 overalls that you can have there. Most likely here at pick 32, because a lot of people say, if you have pick 32, what you going to do at 32? Because if you have this lineup right here to look at, I would not mind you having 295 overalls on both sides. So let's just say you have a Chris Jones and a George Kittle. Let's say you have a Nick Chubb and you have a Derwin James. You got a CMC and a Larry Tunsil. You have a Mark Andrews and you have a DeMarcus Lawrence. As long as you pair them up with 295 overalls, I feel like that's the best position you can be in. So now you have one on offense, you have one on defense, or you have 2 on offense, or you have 2 on defense. That's pretty good if you're there in that spot. Because not only you can build in that, not a lot of people have 295 overalls on their team. They have that one good player over 95 overall, and then if they're lucky, they get somebody at the 90, 91 later on. So if you're like 28 to 32, and then 1 through 4, you're looking to get those 2 combos right there. Pick number 1 is you're not going to get that. Either you're going to get the best player, you're going to get a quarterback, and then you're going to have to sit here and try and build your team around that one player. You have 2 people that you can build around here at the later stages. That's where you need to be if you're at 25 and 30 and 25 to 32. If you're here in like 15 to 24, you're definitely going to have, like, you're going to be smack dab in the middle. So you're going to have to pick, you're going to have to wait, pick, you're going to have to wait, pick, you're going to have to wait, pick, you're going to have to wait. So there's a lot of strategy when it comes into this. It's not just, oh, pick your favorite players and work. You're going to have holes that you're going to have to fix later, and it's going to have to be a lot. But if you guys want to know any more strategies or how to play the game differently, let me know in the comments down below. I definitely will go through them all with you guys, showing you guys the best plays to use in the game to build these players up, the best players to pick at each position to go ahead and get them in that great position to be at the Rookie of the Years, MVPs, things of that nature, and overall just be better at CFM. And if you guys want even more insight, even more competitive side, I can go ahead and see if I can get my mans like David T. I can go get Solissimo. I can go and get Shorzy. I can go and get these top CFM guys in the world, K-Max of the world, and give a little bit of their insight to you to help you guys out in a more competitive standpoint of what to do when it comes to playing this game. Because there are some of the top players in the world, and they're coming to play in CFM, and they have that mindset to be like, look, I'm gonna go ahead and sit here and give you guys a little bit of secrets to help you dominate your leagues. You want to be the best player in some of these bot leagues and earn it in maybe some of these money leagues that'd be like, oh, it's $10 entry, you get $300. Is way better than sitting here paying $100 for a team and then sitting here winning $3 grand. Like, especially for your pockets, it's definitely a lot different. But if you guys want that insight, you guys want all that, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe, like the video, comment other stuff you guys like to see, subscribe if you guys are new. And as always, folks, peace out.